So this is the third episode of Absurd. I got my boy David Pillardi on the podcast. What's up, bro? How you been?
Good, dude. Just training, man.
Yeah.
Training.
I like the beard, bro. It looks good.
Beard, yeah.
The
Thanks,
hair
man.
too looks good.
Like my mullet? You like my mullet?
Oh hell yeah. I love it. It looks good.
Mullet slash mohawk.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, dude. It's been a minute, man.
Yeah.
Just working, training, dude. I'm supposed to be fighting probably October is the next fight.
They pushed it. They pushed it back.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is what's your opponent's name? Is he like pretty good or not?
Yeah. It would be a step up for me. So
nice.
he's got 3 pro fights,
Uh-huh.
but he's only got 1 win. But in boxing, man, that doesn't matter. You know, there's guys that, you know, one thing I always say is there's 50-50 fighters. You know, they could have 5 wins, 5 losses, but they're still dangerous fighters. So
Exactly.
you know, if they can get in there and punch, then you got to take them serious.
Yeah. It's always the fighter's punch. You know what I mean? Like, someone can throw that lucky one, and that's it.
Bro, it don't matter, man.
Yeah.
The dude could be a taxi driver.
Yeah.
And he could still kick your ass, you know?
Yeah. I believe it.
Especially those Mexican taxi drivers, bro. They could throw down.
Yeah. That's good, bro. That's good. I agree. So how did you start your love for boxing, bro? Like, how did it all like begin?
Well, love's a strong word. I would say more like it's something I enjoy. It's work that I know that you know, God has given me to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could say, you know, I like to say I enjoy it, and it's work I enjoy. I don't like to say love, because, you know, love is a very strong word, and boxing is an inanimate thing. You know, it's not something that can love me back, but it's definitely work I enjoy. It's talent, you know, that God has given me, and you know, I really enjoy it. But I started when I was 11. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, my dad was a big fan, and he used to love watching Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, and so it was about our 11th birthday, me and my brother, where he bought us a bunch of boxing equipment. And so from there, he just started teaching us the basics, how to jab, how to throw a right hand, and put us on a regimen. So we would do like 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups a day.
Wow. Okay.
From 11 years old. So it kind of started there.
So how old are you now?
31, bro.
Really?
31, yeah.
I'm 30, so it's all good. So 20 years of just boxing and I guess like conditioning, right?
Well, I was on and off for a while.
Okay.
So I didn't start doing full time until like probably 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still a lot of practice, though. You know, a lot of training, a lot of mental discipline. Because I know from what I've seen, you know, I've seen like some pro boxers talk about like the conditioning and just the preparations for just getting ready for a fight. Like, it does drain you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
from
sure.
What I hear. I mean, of course, I've never been in a professional fight. I was training for one, I ain't gonna lie, like probably like last month. But
nice.
Never happened. Yeah, it never happened. I was ready.
Yeah,
dude.
He was ready to throw bones.
Yeah, I was, bro. Like, you know me, like, I mean, we knew each other from the church, you know, and I know I'm a kind-hearted dude, but this dude just kept talking. I was like,
yeah,
it would literally be an honor to whoop this dude's ass. You know, like, you know what I mean? Because
sometimes you got to, man.
Exactly. Like, some people just need that. But needless to say, I was ready. Just never happened. Whatever.
He didn't show up, huh, bro?
Exactly.
He didn't want that.
Yeah. That's good, you know?
Yeah.
You know? But it is what it is. But yeah, man, like, Damn, that's a long time in that state of mind. Like, can you explain, like, I guess, the preparations in detail of getting ready for fights, like how you got one right now in October? Like, what are you doing in the weight room, and what are you doing with your coaches and all that to prepare?
So I'll do, really, it starts off with 5 days a week I'm in the gym.
Damn.
And Monday and Wednesdays I do 2-a-days. So I'll have 2 workouts,
Yeah.
Mondays and Wednesdays,
Yeah.
and then 3 workouts, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 1 each day. So it comes out to, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 workouts a week.
Wow.
But I rest Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Because your body needs to recover, man. Once you're in there sparring, I do sparring twice a week, and
Yeah.
sparring is basically like a scrimmage game. It's a scrimmage fight.
Yeah.
So you got your headgear, you got your gloves, you got your cup on, but you're pretty much fighting another guy for 3 or 4 rounds,
Yeah.
6 rounds, and that's as close as you can get to a real fight. All that you have, really, the difference is a little bit bigger gloves and headgear to protect yourself, because there's no point in getting damaged or cut or beat up in training.
Yeah,
You got to save that for the fight. So that's why we wear the headgear, and that's why we wear a little bit bigger gloves on our hands.
Yeah.
But you can still get messed up in sparring, bro. I've seen people get knocked out cold in sparring.
Yeah.
I've seen people go to sleep. I've seen people get dropped, freaking fold over like a lawn chair, dude.
Yeah.
And so it can be scary too, seeing other guys get hurt in sparring, get cuts, just I've seen guys freaking get beat the crap out of like a punching bag.
Yeah.
So sparring, though, that's probably the most important part of my training. Twice a week, I'll do 4 to 6 rounds. Like I said, I just did some sparring today, and I did great. Sparred another tough young guy. Went about 4 rounds, and it's good, man. It really helps you. That's the part of the training that really tests your conditioning and your skills that you've been working on, like on the speed bag, the double in bag, or working with my coach hitting the mitts.
Yeah.
And that's where your coaches also they instruct you in the corner. They're like, okay, I want you to work to the body now. You're missing body shots. That he was open for this right hook to the body, and you just were head hunting.
Okay.
And that was actually something my coach told me today. He's like, look, when he shoots that jab, I want you to slip to your right and then hit that right uppercut to the stomach. And so that was something specifically that I worked on today, that I landed a few times, and my coach was right. It landed. And I wasn't doing it at first, but once he brought it to my mind, I was doing it, and it worked. So that's probably the most important part of the training, is the sparring and the coaching. And then you have just the conditioning, where I do punching bag, I do the double in bag, I do shadow boxing, speed bag, like the bag that everybody knows that you hit, and it just goes really fast.
And all that.
Yeah. And jump rope. That's everything I do inside the gym. Outside the gym, I'll do weight training. I lift heavy, but once I'm close to a fight, like 4 weeks out, I stop lifting heavy weights, and I just do more for endurance training, more reps. So I'll go really, really light with the weights, but high reps. I'll do Stairmaster to condition my legs and running. But outside of that is the diet. One thing I'm working on now is really cleaning up all the sugar out of my diet, which it's been a process, because sugar's addictive. Dude, I was reading this article where it said pretty much sugar highlights the brain like cocaine. So, I was like, dude,
and that, like, dopamine,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to misquote and sound like a dumbass, but I think I was reading somewhere 90% of dopamine is in your gut.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why, it just makes sense to, like, you just want to, like, eat to feel good. This is weird. But
Yeah,
But
definitely, dude. I was reading this book, man. It's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you say eat to feel good, because there's this good book that was teaching on diet, and literally this doctor, his name's this dude's name, bro, is, I think it's pretty cool. His name's Dr. Daniel, but his
huh.
last name is Amen. So
Amen.
Dr. Daniel, yeah, Amen.
Oh, okay.
I'm like Dr. Amen.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
That's
he
funny.
talks about he talks about how food literally affects your emotions and your feelings.
Yep. Yep.
And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I before I read that book, it's called the Daniel Plan, which is a diet based off of mostly chicken and vegetables and fish, like eating really healthy, kind of cleaning out all the junk, like I said, which is what I'm working on,
Okay.
mainly the sugar. That's my weakness, is the sugar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Freaking cakes and pies and pastries. And so I've really been working on limiting that, especially before I fight. I cut it all out completely,
True.
most of it anyway. But like you said, we tend to eat to feel good.
Yeah.
The sugar feels good. You know what I'm saying? Sugar feels good. Pasta feels good. Pizza feels good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, it definitely should be eaten in moderation instead of every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's
Especially for an athlete.
got to keep that balance. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
Mhm.
with everything. Like, I mean, I'm not saying. I know you're probably not saying either to cut sugar cold turkey. Maybe like you can enjoy it
Oh
from
yeah,
time to time, but like
in moderation.
yeah, exactly, moderation. How is your mental state of mind going into a fight? Or while preparing, like, I've heard Conor McGregor mention like when he goes in a fight, he's never focused really on the opponent. He's fighting himself. You see what I mean? Like, is it
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah, definitely. There's so many aspects to it, man. I would say that's definitely accurate,
Yeah,
because first before you can prepare yourself to fight another man, who's going to try to hurt you,
yeah,
you have to be at peace with yourself, and you have to, kind of like what you just said, you have to fight with yourself. You have to be like, okay, I need to relax, I need to breathe, I need to remember the basics, not get too crazy with it, because sometimes I think what happens with athletes,
mm,
and there's actually sports psychiatrists and sports therapists that help athletes with performance anxiety and stuff like that.
yeah,
And so it's definitely a battle within first, man, where you got to calm yourself. You can't let because as much as some athletes don't like to admit it, uh, the truth is, and I know George St. Pierre was very open about it. He's real open about it. He's like, dude, before a fight, I'm terrified.
yeah,
That those were his words.
yeah,
And so I have felt that kind of worry and fear before in fights, definitely, some more than others.
yeah,
But I think as a fighter, it's something you grow to learn how to uh, fight it, learn how to manage it, learn how to deal with it, because it's pressure. You
yeah.
know,
I think Mike Tyson said something about that. Like he fears, like, I'm paraphrasing, but he like fears the shit out of his opponents, but he needs that fear to like engage, because without that fear, I mean, what do you have? You see what I'm saying? Like he was, I forget the proper terminology he was saying, but he did mention uh that he feared his opponents, and fucking
yeah,
Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, bro, like
yeah,
he'd kill people just with his fists, so
yeah,
uh
yeah. It'll definitely keep you on your toes, man.
yeah,
When you're in there, and especially when you first get hit, you're like, okay,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've had that before, where
Like this shit's
you just,
real.
yeah, you're like, okay, that hurt.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's move to the left. Let's focus. Let's throw
yeah,
something back. Yeah, it'll definitely
yeah.
wake you up, man.
Nah,
Especially when you can feel another guy's punches, and it doesn't feel good. So you got to learn how to manage that and how to channel it.
yeah,
Um, and honestly, man, what helps me a lot personally, some fighters will say, listen to music,
yeah,
or they like to do breathing, which that's one thing that I've been learning, is just that's probably the most important thing in a fight, is learning how to control your breath.
Yeah.
Just relaxing, and you got to keep a rhythm. You know, you have to breathe in your nose and then out your mouth, because if you stop breathing, then that's when you'll get tired so much faster. And
I
that's
agree.
when you'll start to, yeah, you'll just lose control of your thoughts and can't focus. So controlling your breathing is probably one of the top important things in fighting. And then along with that, for me personally, is my spiritual walk, man.
Exactly.
Knowing that, you know, I'm not fighting in there by myself. You know, I know that I have someone behind me. You know, I have my faith behind me. I have God behind me. And
Yeah.
that doesn't always mean, you know, just because I have faith and God's behind me, that doesn't always mean that I'm going to win or things are going to go smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been knocked down probably so far. I've been knocked down like, say, 4 times in my career, you know,
Oh wow.
but thank God, you know, I've gotten back up each time and fought on, you know, fought through
Yeah.
it. Uh, one of my fights, yeah, one of my amateur fights I had, I got knocked down with the left hook. I just freaking sank into the ropes, dude, and I didn't even see it. But I got back up, I fought, and I ended up actually hurting the other guy and sending him into the ropes. And then I won the decision. So
Nice.
for me, man, it's definitely a big, for me, I look at fighting as a parallel, like a
Yeah.
picture to how life is. You know, life is a fight.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
I mean, dude, you already know, bro. We're the same age, so you already know. I'm sure you've been through a lot of fights just in life. Period. You
Yeah.
know, I remember you mentioned about mental health. You
Yeah.
know, being a challenge for a lot of people, and it is.
Yeah.
You know, your mental, emotional, spiritual health is a battle. It's a fight, and so that's really how I see boxing. I can compare it to life. It's a fight. You
Yeah.
know, there's things in life that are going to really challenge you, that are going to pressure you, they're going to knock you down,
Yeah.
literally. You know what I mean? It could
Yeah.
be a car accident. It could be, you know, a family tragedy. Um, it could be, you know, a career loss. It could
Yeah.
be a number of things, you know, and you got to know how to get back up from that.
Exactly. I tell a lot of people, bro, I was like, I've mentioned this before. Like basically, life, it seems like it's, and excuse the terms, but like it almost feels like life is gonna fucking like, it's meant to like destroy us in a way and
Yeah, dude.
just mistreat us and fucking like slap us around, like, you know, like a boxing match, because
Dude.
like
Yeah,
it's fucking tough out here, bro. Like this shit's reality.
dude.
Like, you know, a lot of people, they're not ready for the real world. They're probably not raised correctly. Their parents baby the shit out of them. When they go out
Dude.
to the real world, they rely on mommy and daddy a lot. I'm
Mm.
thankful that I had moved out of my house when I was 15. So that was the last time I ever lived under my mom or dad's roof, when I was 15.
Dude, that's freaking incredible in this
Yeah.
day and
I
age,
mean, it
dude.
wasn't my, it
That's a
wasn't my
freaking
plan, you know,
bro. That's an Olympic gold medal in this day
it
and
is.
age,
It is.
bro.
But like, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, it wasn't planned, obviously. You know, that was when I mentioned the last episode. I drank too much, almost died. Make a long story short, me and my brother had family out here, so that's the whole reason why we came down here.
Mm-hmm.
But I stayed with my aunt and uncle for about 5 years. But I still, like, I had no mom and dad from 15 on. Like, yes, they're still present. I can still text them, call them, but
Yeah.
like it grew me up. You know what I mean? Like, and then getting married at fucking 19 and having kids early as shit. Like,
Yeah.
whether I wanted to grow up or not, this is reality. I had to grow up. I could have
Yeah.
been a pussy and ran away, like many,
Yeah.
you know, many fathers do, you know, but
They do, man.
exactly, you know, so,
Absolutely, dude.
and it
And
worked out.
bro, that is honestly, man, the most commendable thing a man can do is raise his family and be there for them, because you know one of the things that plagues our generation is fatherlessness.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, you know, our generation's grown up with all these issues, and like you said, when real life hits them in that face, they don't know what to do, and that's because they didn't have fathers to teach them how to fight, how to win in life, how to navigate it. And dude, bro, like, I mean, dude, honestly, like from man to man, just to see you where you're at. I mean, dude, you're freaking, famous now, dude. You got 500,000 plays in your music. I mean, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
And
all through hard work, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I just put out a song and fucking, oh, it just goes viral. Like, oh, like, I mean,
it takes work.
Our work ethic is the same. It's just in different lanes. But I'm fucking boxing shit on the DMs and fucking networking, fucking reaching all these people. Like, this shit's
on
not
the soundboard. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a grind, dude. It's a hustle, man. It's work. It's work. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And but dude, that's freaking incredible, man. And I just want to say thank you for inviting me on your show, man.
Oh yeah, no
because
problem.
it's honestly, bro, inspiring, and it's cool, man, to see somebody, especially somebody personally, that is achieving an amount of success and pursuing their dreams, man. That's freaking dope, dude.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Hey, I mean, you're not on a different lane either, bro. Like, you're trying to become a professional boxer, right? Like, how many fights have you had so far?
So right now, thank God, so far I'm undefeated. I'm professional 2-0. Nice. And in this day and age,
Jake Paul soon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll fight Jake Paul. Yeah. He's 3. I think he's 3-0. Or yeah. So I'll call out Jake. I'll be fighting Jake Paul next, man.
Oh yeah.
But dude, Jake Paul's actually pretty legit. I'll be honest, man. At first, I was like, this guy. I was like, he doesn't even box. Yeah. I was like, come on, what is? But I got to say, he has gotten my respect because at the end of the day. Yeah, he's stepping in the ring. He's stepping in the ring and he's fighting real guys that can throw punches back. Yeah. So I can't hate on him. He's making money and he's fighting, and he is stepping up to fight guys that are dangerous, like Woodley. It's pretty cool, man, to see guys like him enter the sport and bring more I guess you could say attention to it. It's only helping boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you.
It's pretty cool.
So, I was going to ask you what your take is on the. I guess you call it influencer boxing or celebrity boxing. Like, you approve of that then?
Well, like I said, at first, bro, I was like, because as boxers, I know a lot of fighters that work their asses off, and they work 15, 20 years, for an opportunity to make the kind of money that he's making. And, I know these guys personally, they've been grinding for 15, 20 years, and they still can't get that opportunity that he's got. But like I said, I can't, hate on the guy. I mean, he's using his platform. He was a former Disney, star. Yeah. And hey, he stepped up and he fought in the ring. It's not his, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely, honestly, I did, change my attitude about it. Like, what? This guy's fighting at the end of the day. It's not, it may seem unfair, but he's still fighting. He's taking the same risk that we're taking. Yeah. And so, it's actually good for the sport. I think it's going to bring more money into the sport, more attention, and it's going to bring more fighter pay, and it's brought more opportunities for fighters, because now you got Triller, which is kind of his show. That Triller's putting on fights now and actually one of our guys from our gym fought on the last Triller card. So
what was his name?
Regis Prograis, the 140-pound champion. Yeah, he fought Ivan Rick.
Did he win? Did he win on that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He won. Yeah. Cool. So he fought on that Triller card, and I'm pretty sure that was the Jake Paul's last fight. Was that same card? So this guy from our gym, champion from Louisiana, got to fight on that card, and he had an opportunity. So it's bringing more opportunities for boxers. So I think it's actually a good thing. Definitely,
I definitely agree with you, bro. Like, a lot of people shit on it, like, oh, it's fake boxing or it's just an exhibition. But I mean, you're right. Like, they're still, it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They are bringing more attention to the sport. I've been hearing it's a dying sport. You know, that's just what I've been hearing, like
Yeah.
boxing till now. You know, like you got the Logan Paul versus Mayweather, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how many eyes were on that shit? Like Mayweather and Logan Paul both made what I think a lot of money. I don't know
Millions.
exactly. Yeah,
M's, bro. A lot of M's.
yeah,
A lot of M's.
exactly. So it's like that's a smart business move, in my opinion. You know, and then what Jake Paul's doing, you know, yeah, that's what you got to do when you're not taken seriously. Like, yeah, he's a Disney star. Everyone's gonna shit on him because he's not a
Yeah.
real boxer. He fucking was on the Disney show. Okay, well, he's making the necessary steps to become respected as a respected boxer.
Yeah, he stepped in the ring. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you can talk as much crap, you know, say what you want, but he took the risk. He put the gloves on, and that it could have easily been him getting knocked out by Ben Askren.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
He could have been on the other end. He took that risk, but he won. So got to give him his props. Got to respect him for that.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, I'm honored that you want to be on the show too, bro. Like, I know you have a lot to offer listeners and shit, especially, you know, staying on that grind, staying on that mental discipline grind. And I know from the footage I've seen, bro, boxing is just not a fucking easy thing. Like, going back to the Pauls, you would think with all the hard work that pertains to like YouTube and social media, how they used to do vlogs every fucking day and have like 2-3 hours of sleep and feel like zombies. They say that boxing is like more strenuous. You know what I mean? And I agree. Like, just like I said, from the videos I've seen, the diets, like, you know, like it's just you gotta really take control of you. You know what I mean? A lot of times, like me included, I'm like, I was telling my wife yesterday, oh yeah, today I'm gonna start my diet. I'm gonna start eating right. Failed. Fucking, you know, I had a bunch of sugary shit for breakfast. Like, you know, it's so easy to say I'm gonna do it, but then you're fighting your own appetite. You're fighting your own, your own mental game. You're fighting your own emotions in a way. It's like, oh, fucking cheesecake, so delicious. You know, like,
you're
gonna hurt. But you've been saying one slice ain't gonna hurt for fucking 6 years. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like it's such a fight mentally. So I commend you for just enduring that, bro, and like staying like I know you said, you know, you're trying to cut sugary foods out, but shit, bro, like you got what, a fucking 8-pack, bro. I think you're doing just fine.
Yeah, I do have an 8-pack. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
you called
good.
that one spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, bro. Yeah, man. So you're still like I think getting a step back. We met at the church. You're still a real devout Christian, right? Like, has your beliefs changed since we attended that one church we used to go to? Can you also explain to me how you've grown as a Christian, if you will, like just from that time on? Just
sure, man. So
turning life and boxing and all that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, one of the things, man, that boxing will do for you is humble you. You know, because I'll be honest. Yeah, I've won fights, but I've also lost fights.
Yeah,
I've you know, excuse my French, kicked a lot of ass, but I've also had my ass kicked. You know, and so it's humbling, and it makes you realize that you don't always have the strength to, you know, overcome something in your life by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing that boxing has taught me, and that my spiritual life has taught me, and my faith has taught me. You know, you can't always win every fight. You're going to lose sometimes. You're going to win. You're going to have some wins and you're going to have some losses, but also there's going to be some fights that you can't fight alone, that you're going to need help with.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just like a boxing fight, bro, like I'm not going to go in there without a coach. You know, I'm not going to go in there with no training.
No,
you know,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to go in there with no cut man. You
Yeah.
know, what if I get cut? You know, where's the cut man to keep the blood from going in my eyes so I can see, so I can continue to fight, you
Yeah.
know, or you know, what if my strategy's not working? Where's my coach at to
Yeah.
tell me to change it? So I need other people in my corner to help me. And
Yeah.
I think as men, you know, we tend to try to do things on our own, you
Yeah.
know, try to be, and it's normal because, you know, in American culture, we're taught, I got to be a man. I got to do it on my own. I got to make it on my own. Nobody's going to help me, which, you know, to an extent, that mentality is good. That yes, sometimes you have to tough some things out on your own,
Mhm.
but also you have to have balance and know that, hey, you know, I need some help in this area. You know,
Exactly.
so that's one thing that I've been growing in my spiritual walk and my faith is that, you know, some of these battles, I need a coach. I need somebody's help. You know, I need a different perspective. And going back to, you know, how I've been growing, it just, I mean, back when, uh, you know, we were attending the same church, I was married, you know, that's, you could say, a loss in life, you know, but I learned from it. Me and my wife, we're not together no more.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to badmouth anybody or say anything, you know, uh, we both learned from it. Uh, you know, um, we both grew. Um, but
You
at the
also
end of the
keep in
day,
contact or no?
yeah, no, we're not in contact
Oh, okay. That's one of
at
those
all.
situations, huh?
Yeah, you know, like I said, there's no hard feelings. You know, I don't have anything bad to say. We both learned, we both grew from it. At the end of the day, you know, uh, my ex-wife wanted different things. You know, she wanted a different path. She wanted other things, and marriage wasn't one of them at the time anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, you
So,
can't, you know, force something if somebody doesn't want it. So I learned from it, and I thank God for that experience and that time. And you know, it matured me,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
definitely helped me mature in my walk too, spiritually. Because that's one of those moments where, you know, you're like, okay, that's I just got knocked down, right? Just like a boxing fight. Okay, I just got dropped. I didn't see this happening. You know, I didn't see, you know, this divorce. You know,
Yeah.
and so, uh,
So
but you got it.
she wanted it.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Yeah.
She wanted it, and you know, I wanted to, uh, you know, to fight through it, work things out. But like I said, it just didn't work. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to force it. So, you know, I was at peace that it was time to move on. And
That's very mature of you, bro. Like, to be honest, I know a lot of people will hang around, you know, in those
Mhm.
situations, like almost pressure the other person and maybe sometimes guilt the other person to stay. And for you to recognize y'all just wanted different things. And you didn't have kids, right? No kids.
No, thank God,
So
brother.
yeah, that definitely
Yeah.
helps, bro, because
Yeah.
kids are in the picture. Boy, that's it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Like I mentioned previously, I almost went through a divorce about 3 months ago as well, so I can definitely relate.
Mhm.
It was me. I wanted uh, different things, but I didn't put forth the effort to even, I guess, fix what was going on, right?
Yeah.
So, but I just kept moving in that direction, hurting my wife. It was 95% my fault, obviously, but I was also smart enough to understand that that's not fair to her. Let me do what I have to do within my power to fix this, you know. And then that's when I sought therapy. I sought uh, just professional help, and
Yeah.
whatever they told me, I took in consideration, and then I tested it out with my wife because I owe her that. I owe fairness. And you know,
Yeah.
people divorce all the time. My thing is at least be fair with each other. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, we live and we learn. It is what it is. But I'm all
Hmm.
about fairness. Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least y'all were fair with each other. Y'all understood the bigger picture, and life is long, so
Yeah.
it ain't the end. But yeah, man, that's a crazy time. I can only imagine, because I can relate to it for sure. But you said it made you it basically turned you into a man, really. You matured a lot
Yeah.
from it, you learned from it. That's good, man.
That definitely helps you grow, man. And I look at it like, going back to what you were saying, growing in your faith. I kind of been learning to take a new perspective on challenges, and I guess you could say the storms of life, like that, like what happened, as God's way of maturing you and growing you into the man that he wants you to be. And I think there's this misconception. I grew up in the church, so I definitely know there is a big misconception of Christians that we're supposed to be perfect, that everything's going to be great and smooth. And it's like, man, that is that is nowhere in the Bible, especially what Christ taught of being his disciple. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have, things that hit you and knock you down in life. But like you said, it's to make you a man, to grow you, to mature you. And so I definitely saw it as one of those storms in life that, was an opportunity for God to grow me into a more mature man, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And, and I remember you talking about it too, dude, about the mental health, which is all tied. It's holistic in the sense that it's the mental health is also your emotional, spiritual, physical health. It's all tied together. And there's almost like a stigma, especially in the church too. I know, because I grew up in it, where you don't want anything to be wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me because I'm a Christian, so there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need help. I got God, I'm fine. And the reality is no, if you're a Christian, that's why you're a Christian, because you need God in your life, period. We all, look at everybody that God used in the scriptures in a leadership role, or a highly influencing role. The kings he used, the judges that he used to rule over Israel. They had to face a lot of challenges and go through a lot of failures. And so as Christians, man, I think being more transparent and vulnerable, like what you mentioned about the mental health side, is showing actually a sign of strength and maturity, versus hiding it and not really opening up and saying, I'm good, I'm all right, I'm fine. And it's like, nah, man, you got some stuff that you need help with. I mean, like I said, just going back to the boxing analogy, you need a coach, you need a cut man, you need a water man, So
I agree. Like, a lot of people, they make fun of it. You're the one who needed therapy. Bitch, I did it myself. I sought it myself. No one grabbed my hand to, this. No, I know I'm fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. We all
dude,
we all need to talk to
bro,
someone.
if you're a human on this planet, you're messed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
unless you grew up on Mars or the moon.
Like, shit, maybe 20 years from now when fucking Elon Musk makes it inhabitable, but
on the moon, bro.
Yeah, right.
Then you won't have no issues. You're like, I was born on the moon. I don't know anything about
I ain't even from Earth, like, to be honest.
But if you're from here, you're gonna be messed up for sure.
And a lot of people, they don't take advantage of what's available. Bro, I was fucking FaceTiming my therapist. That's so convenient. I didn't have to drive somewhere. Like, this is convenient. Like, we didn't have to meet anybody anywhere. And you know what I mean? Like, bro, we're in the comfort of our own home doing the shit. Like, it's so attainable to get the help that we need. Like, even if it's just podcasts, even if it's just that one friend that's always positive, or watching on YouTube, like, bro, like, I make sure my mind is good, because if it's not, I will not be doing the shit I'm doing right now. Like, I gotta stay fresh. I gotta stay clean in my mind. I gotta stay, like, motivated. It's crazy. Like, every excuse to me is now invalid. We live in a different time. This ain't the 60s anymore. This ain't when my mom and dad were babies anymore. Like, we have the internet. Everything's on YouTube. You know, like, bro, there's been a couple times where I had to look in the mirror and literally and say, you're a fucking lion. Like, bro, like corny shit like that. I don't give a fuck who thinks that's corny. Nah, you're a fucking lion, bro. This is fucking your day. You know, like, you got to do that. If you have no one in your corner that's positive like that, that speaks shit and affirms shit to you, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do it yourself, you know? But yeah, man,
sometimes
I think
you got to do that.
Exactly. I just think excuses are just invalid, bro. Especially like, bro, I have 4 kids, bro. I'm married. Like, and I'm still doing this shit. Like, I'm still working hard. Like, I ain't trying to hear no excuses, bro. You got excuses?
Yeah, dude, right?
Yeah,
I know, for real, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody doesn't have time or if anybody has an excuse, it's a family man with 4 kids.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah, man. So you said your brother's in the UFC. Like, he's actually like under a UFC contract?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So damn that. So how does that feel? Like, I mean, I know it's only a matter of time before you get you know, up there too, but like, everyone knows what the UFC is. You know what I mean? It's a growing sport. It's been growing fucking fast as fuck the past few years. But so how do you feel having a brother in the UFC, bro?
It's pretty cool, man. You know, it's not easy, dude, I mean, boxing's hard. And if you think, you know,
sorry, for everyone that doesn't know, he has a twin brother that's in the UFC. So like, whenever they ain't feeling good, I'm assuming y'all can just switch out.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Switch it in between rounds and stuff. Yeah. When he gets tired, I go in.
Yeah, they'll never know.
But yeah, dude, it's, you know, sometimes I think, you know, boxing's hard, but it's like, man, MMA is a lot harder. There's so many more. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because you gotta, we only have to learn one discipline, and that's our hands. You know, that's attacking with our hands, punching. But in MMA, you got to learn wrestling. You got to learn jujitsu, how to do submissions.
Oh, that makes sense.
You got to learn how to kick. You know, kickboxing. You got to learn how to use your elbows, your knees, and you got to learn how to box. So there's a lot more discipline
with each other.
Sometimes, yeah, we will sometimes.
Is it difficult to, like, I guess, well, I mean, it's not like you're trying to inflict pain, but in a sense, like, you are. Like, is that like a mental block when you're practicing with your brother?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes we'll freaking go at it, dude.
Oh,
we're competitive.
Yeah,
because we're competitive. So, but
have y'all ever knocked each other out?
When we were younger.
Oh shit! Like, actually blacked out?
Well, mostly to the body.
Oh, okay.
Punch, get a body shot, and then I remember I got hit with a body shot one time. I was done. Like a right liver shot that will paralyze you, and you can't breathe. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You get hit in the right spot. They call it the liver shot.
Yeah.
Dude, it paralyzes you, bro, and you can't breathe. It can last from 10 to like 30 seconds, sometimes longer.
Yeah. So. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I know both of you guys. I'm assuming y'all have the same drive, or like y'all are competitive. So it's only a matter of time, bro, before like you're on TV and shit too. But yeah, man. So, damn, I didn't realize, especially from a boxer standpoint, that MMA was harder. Like, of course, yeah, you learn a lot more styles, but I've been hearing that boxing was pretty tough.
It is.
Oh, go ahead.
It is, but MMA, oh, dude, the gloves are half the size in MMA, so there's that factor. You're basically getting punched barefisted. You can get cut a lot easier, and that's why MMA has a lot more knockouts. You can get knocked out a lot easier.
Oh, okay.
You can. Mm-hmm.
It's not. So it's safe to say that it's not even fair in a way to have, like, for instance, the McGregor and Mayweather.
Yeah, because he went to Mayweather Sport. So, you know, obviously McGregor couldn't kick. You know, McGregor couldn't knee him. He couldn't elbow. He couldn't wrestle him. You know, there's a whole other arsenal that he couldn't use. you know.
Yeah.
But if it was an MMA fight, Floyd would definitely I think, have a lot tougher time, because then he could get kicked, he could get elbowed, he could get kneed, he
Yeah.
could get wrestled to the ground. And I mean, it don't matter how good of a boxer you are. If a good wrestler gets a hold of you and takes you to the ground, which I've actually done some a little bit of jiu-jitsu training,
Yeah.
just for conditioning and strength, and for self-defense too. It's good to know, man, when you got a good guy on top of you that knows how to wrestle and hold you on the ground, it
Yeah.
don't matter how good your hands are, you can't do anything,
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so
Gets
it's
you in the
definitely a different
guillotine, and
ballpark.
it gets you in the guillotine. You're figuring out what the fuck do I do next? Like
And then you're asleep the next
exactly.
minute.
Wake
Yeah,
up. What happened?
exactly.
So is that like the next move for you? Like, or how what's your goal for boxing first? Like, do you see yourself, where do you see yourself getting in the boxing industry? And do you ever feel that you would ever even convert to MMA in the future?
So like, for me personally, I never got in the sport to become famous or make a ton of money.
Yeah.
I did it when I started when I was 11. So when you're that young, you're not thinking about money and sponsors and contracts and fame and followers, you know, and and honestly, man, the best way I can answer that is I want everything that I know that God has promised me in the sport.
Yeah.
So, I'm not looking, for a million followers, for $50 million, or for just all that other stuff that comes with it. I just want what He promised me in it, and I know it's going to take time. It's a process, but I do know that I will fight at the highest level, at a championship level,
Okay.
and it's going to take time, though. That I know, because I'm not in this sport for the reasons that a lot of people join it.
Yeah.
I know that I got a specific purpose in it, and I'm figuring that out as I go, learning and growing, so that I can share it with others, not just other boxers, but other young men. That it doesn't have to be boxing, but it could be a different sport, or it could be a different walk in life that they have. They could want to be a soccer player. Maybe they want to be a fireman. Doesn't matter what walk of life you come from or what you're aiming for. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to get knocked down. And I think more than anything, that's what I have, where I can see myself offering to the sport at that level, is being a mentor and a guide to the younger generation. Like, hey, yeah, boxing's cool, but there's a lot of other things in life that are just as important, if not more important, given the time in your life. And you got to learn how to fight. You got to learn how to navigate life. And again, it goes back to that, to the fatherless generation, man, where, you know, it's a war zone out there, bro. And if you don't know, how to navigate life, you'll just, like you said, get slapped around, get beat up. I have a ton of friends, man, good friends, good people that are just getting their ass kicked in life. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. And so I think it's important, that there's a whole other side uh, to life, not just success and fame and followers and, oh, my career, but it's also going back to what you said, the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being of the person, and growing and maturing into a man.
Yeah.
And so, but yes, I do see myself at the top of the sport, probably within a few years, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't know exactly, but that's definitely, my goal, is to get everything that I know that has been promised me. And um, I'm there for different reasons. I'm not there for the women. I don't need 100 women. One is enough. You already know one's enough trouble. You know what I'm saying? But and those are some of the things, that you can see other fighters or other people, want in the sport. They're like, oh, I want everything. I've heard fighters say this. They've told me this, oh, I want everything. I want money. I want the fame. I want the girls. I don't want that. That's not what I'm coming for.
Yeah.
I know I got a different purpose, but yes, I do see myself at the top of the sport. Like 2 or 3 years, like I said, 2, 3 years, maybe more, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm just taking it slow, man, growing because like I said, boxing is a fight, and it's the same in life. Life is a fight, man. So
So
I'm just staying ready.
Nice. So let's say after you win a championship, I know it's still in the process and all that, but after you win a championship, do you find yourself joining your brother in MMA, or you're just done with like?
Maybe, dude, with the freaking crossover money that they're offering now, because you got MMA fighters fighting boxers.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't care if I get my ass kicked in an MMA fight. If they offer me enough money, let's do it, man.
Bro, just imagine. Like, honestly, just imagine, bro. Like, you get like your technique, you perfect your technique, you master your skills, all that shit, and then like you build this entire social fan base, right? And then fucking one day, out of the fucking stars, you're gonna fight Jake Paul.
Right.
That'd be cool. Like, bro, like that's legit shit. And then money. That's it.
Dude.
That is
dude.
Cool,
let me tell you, Askren's not hurt no more, bro. He got knocked out by Jake Paul, but he got a big fat check, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. He was smiling fucking after the knockout.
Dude, Jake Paul could drop me any day for $1 million,
dude. Hell yeah. Shit, Mayweather too. I mean, hey,
right.
Call everybody out right now. Fuck it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, man. Shit, I would love to talk fucking for 2 hours with you, bro. It's a good conversation. But gotta wind it down eventually. So what would you say, bro, to like any kids growing up, right? Like they're like what, I don't know, 8, 10, that see these boxers, see the crossover boxing matches, they're inspired, and they just want to go at it. They want to eventually become what they see on TV. What would the advice be to those kinds of kids from you?
First, man, one thing that I've learned in my walk with God, number one, is don't be in a rush. Because I've personally known fighters, boxers that got success too fast.
Yeah.
And they weren't ready to handle it. And that level of success and fame comes with a lot of challenges and temptations. If you're not careful, you could end up on drugs, end up, destroying your family, going through a divorce because of the temptation of, the women out there. I mean,
true.
I'm not going to name any names, but I know guys personally that have, dealt with boxers, fighters, that have made a lot of money, that have dealt with these temptations, and
it's hard so when you got that money, everything's attainable,
bro, when you're broke, ain't no girl looking your way, but when you got money, then every girl wants to freaking be in your DMs. Now every girl wants to shoot you a text. You know what I'm saying? So I would say don't be in a rush. But if you got a dream or a goal, to definitely, make sure it's what you want to do. Make sure, like you said, that you love it, that it's your passion. And then what you want to do is just, like for me personally, faith's the big thing. And the scripture says to commit your ways to God. And so I would say commit your plans and your ways to God. And, because nobody can open doors for your career. Nobody can put favor on your, career, your life, or your dreams like God can. That's how my brother got into the UFC, plain and simple, because he was sitting out for like 1.5 years, almost 2 years with no fight. And then all he had from God was that promise that, hey, you're going to get that phone call from the UFC for an opportunity. And it happened. So I would say don't be in a rush, but to definitely, prioritize God, your spiritual walk in life, because out of that is how you're going to navigate all these challenges in temptations and troubles in life, because whether you like it or not, you got an enemy, and you got to learn how to fight, because he's just like boxing. He's coming to knock you out. You know what I mean? So just like in boxing, you got an opponent who's trying to stop you. He's trying to hurt you and knock you out. Yeah. Same thing in your spiritual life. You got an enemy who's trying to knock you out. Mm-hmm. And so definitely don't rush. Commit your life to God in the spiritual walk. And with that, you'll have a strong base on how to navigate all of what comes with that, the trials and temptations and challenges.
Yeah. You hear that, little Jimmy? Stay on that course, man.
Yeah.
So what do you want to shout out while we close this, bro? Like any social medias, upcoming fights, all that, bro?
So for an upcoming fight, let's see. Well, we got the Jake Paul and the Woodley fight. I might put some money on Jake Paul, dude.
Oh, yeah?
I think I might put some money on Jake Paul, man. Yeah, definitely, dude.
Woodley's a beast, bro. I was seeing him training, but yeah, man, I just think no one takes Jake seriously, which, he's a Disney star, but he's been training for years straight, bro. So,
bro, I think Jake's going to win. A lot of people are saying, pros, a lot of pros are saying Woodley's going to knock him out and kick his ass. I don't think so, man, because Woodley's older. He's at the end of his career. Jake's young. 40, right? He's in his prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jake's in his prime. And it ain't that easy. And this ain't an MMA fight.
Exactly.
People forget that. If it was an MMA fight, then okay. But it's not. So
I agree. Woodley has been training with Mayweather, but it's a boxer versus MMA. And you're stepping in a boxing ring. So y'all be the judges on that one. So where can these listeners follow you, like your social media?
So on my social media, I don't post too much, but I got a link on there to my brother's, which right now he's like I said, like we've talked about, he's in the UFC. So they can find his tag on my Instagram, just my name shortened. It's DAVD PIL.
Okay.
Short for my name, David Pilarczyk.
Nice. And then you do have an upcoming fight. So you want to shout that out?
Yeah, so I have an upcoming fight in October. Nothing's set in stone. I actually signed a contract, but the original opponent pulled out and they're looking for a replacement. But they're still trying to work it out. So we'll see. But yes, I should be fighting in October. And I believe it's Sugarland, Stafford area, where that Skeeter baseball stadium is at.
Okay. Okay. Is there like a headliner there, or like is a specific name that we can find it on?
It's going to be, you know what? I think it's the promotion is called Next Fight Up. Okay. Next Fight Up Promotions. You can find it on Instagram, Next Fight Up Promotions.
Nice, bro. Nice. So if that dude backs out, it's because they don't want that smoke, bro.
Dude, it happens. I've had few fights fall out in the past before, so it's just part of the sport, just like your guy backed out, bro.
Exactly.
He saw you lifting the weights, bro. And
bro, shit, like I ain't even a boxer and shit. I'm scaring people over here.
He pulled out, bro. He pulled out on me too. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Hey, bro, but it's been an honor to chat with you, bro, and I respect you. You're a good dude. You're a mature dude. I like your mindset. I like your belief system. You keep holding on to that. You'll whip my ass, that's for sure. So hey man, much love, much respect. It was an honor to talk to you, bro. David Pilarczyk. Follow him on social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You got a Twitter?
I do, but it's an old one. I'm actually embarrassed of the handle name, so I'm not gonna mention it.
That's fine. Hey man, but like I said, it was a pleasure to speak with you, bro. Much love. Good luck on your journey, and we'll chat soon, bro. All right, man.
Thank you,
let me take a picture.
Thank you,
I'm gonna take a picture,
man.
I can put it on your
Sure.
on Instagram. Hold on, shit. Let me smile. Show them pearly whites.
Yeah.
All right, bro. You take care, man. All right. Good luck. All right.
All right, man.
All
Love
right,
you,
peace.
brother.
Love you too, bro.